sit back and enjoy this one from Florence. We're underway. Clean start so far amongst your top few competitors. Matt Cox looking to take over, and he indeed will score that extra bonus point, leading lap number 1. And Eric, I can't imagine that Connor Hall, if he has the opportunity there is a bonus point available if you lead a lap. Can't imagine that he's going to let that opportunity slip up before maybe trying to fall back in line.
And the way this race unfolds, depending on how much aggression he wants to show in that outside lane of that 88 car, he may be able to get up there and try to nab that point early as Cox holds the lead. In fact, now cements the lead off turn number 2 with Kelly falling back to second. Here comes Hall in that 88, toe in the top lane.
Talk to each of these championship competitors throughout the course of the weekend, and they all say the same thing, that we're not focused on the points. We just execute, we do things the way we know we're supposed to. Somehow the points are going to work out. They say it's not on their mind, and I think for Landon Lewis, it's not on his mind right now. He just wants to make up some track position if he can. But Connor Hall may be the one that is running out of patience here, trying to get up into the top 3.
Hall got the spot back from Lewis, now working over McCumbee on the outside. We'll see if he can get to Matt Cox as they almost bang doors in the center of the backstretch. And last time in the turn number 1, Connor Hall seemed to have the brake rotor glowing pretty brightly on that right front. We'll see if he's being as aggressive as it looks, and you see the glow there compared to the rest of the traffic in this lead group.
Again, it's a bonus point if Connor Hall can lead a lap. It's another one if he leads the most laps. You have to imagine that that's something that's going to influence his decision here, trying to make up every point that he can on Landon Lewis. And again, Connor Hall, he's somebody who's come here with his weekly program before and been just as successful as pretty much anywhere he's ran.
Lewis, the lone soldier on the top side.
Looks like Lewis says if Connor's going to try and lead a lap, he's going to lead a lap.
But Lewis running up in that top lane. We heard Connor Jones mentioning earlier, perhaps there wasn't enough rubber laid down through the Pro Late model race for that groove to not burn his tires up. So we'll see if that works out for Lewis, who is up to second. Another nudge to Connor Hall off the turn 4. We'll see if this works out for Landon Lewis. A lot of Cars Tour fans remember Orange County, Cordele. He knows how to rip the top side at any racetrack. Another driver that comes from a dirt racing background, and showing that right here, looking for the race lead over Kelly.
While Landon Lewis wants that bonus point, and he's getting a little bit physical, trying to get it away in turn 1.
Kelly trying to ride the bottom, but I think also gave enough room to Landon Lewis if he wanted to make the move. Lewis looking to the inside, trying to take the lead away in 3 and 4. It looks like he's going to be able to do it. And at least in terms of live battling, Landon Lewis is now your championship points leader. He takes the race lead away. I think starting to see a lot of what we saw in the Pro Late race earlier, knowing that this was coming up, and this is a big opportunity here for these teams, some of which, even if they're running up front or towards the front of the field, if they feel like they need an adjustment on their car, this is really, Eric, the only opportunity they know that they'll have to do it and still have time. Bring us into the iRacing restart zone. Back underway, smoothly through the gears. And Kelly going to try to fight alongside Landon Lewis on the outside as they come off of turn 2. Kelly is there, and Connor Hall may be taking a peek as well. Matt Cox also in that second row, the second lane, trying to make some hay up there.
Two drivers that race against one another every time that we run the Cars Tour late model stocks on the bottom. Lewis and Hall, two drivers that race against each other here quite often. Topside, Casey Kelly in the 16, who slices to the bottom in front of McCumbee, who lets him know he wasn't happy about that one.
McCumbee said not clear.
Yes, he did. Again, Chad McCumbee, somebody that, yes, he feels like he deserved that spot down there, and one of the cleanest drivers that you'll find in the ZMAX Cars Tour. Longtime veteran.
Got a front fender down the back straightaway somewhere.
Also saw the number 98 of Jacob Hefner doing a bit of off-roading in his comeback tour with the Cars Tour. In fact, Hefner is going to be the one who comes right to the pit lane with some body damage on his AK Performance number 98. And we're checking on Tyler Matthews as well, as he may also have gotten a piece of it as it all unfolded off of turn 2. There's that body work you were talking about, Ricky.
Back underway here at Florence. And Connor Hall, fantastic launch that he gets on the top side of the racetrack. They'll be side by side, dead even off of turn number 2. Hall perhaps just a nose out front.
Lewis tries to keep the nose inside, and he does. Wheel to wheel and door to door off turn 4 for the lead at the stripe. Connor Hall is going to lead that lap. That could go a long way in terms of the championship there, but he's not done. He's trying to cement the lead off turn 2, and he's got a great run to make it happen.
I was listening to a couple of radios before we launched in that green flag, and there was a theme across a couple of drivers that said, I think we can pick a few off here if we use the high side early in this run.
Continue to hold on to a top 15 spot with a big wiggle off turn 2.
This has been one heck of a battle the last couple of laps. Dale Jr., Ryan Glinsky using every bit of racetrack, Landon Huffman, Brandon Pierce also coming on strong, running some fast laps here as he's going to try to get by Earnhardt Jr. on the inside. You can see a lot of left rear quarter panel damage there for Earnhardt off of that initial contact. That's not just a little bit, that's quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, it looks like, Dale's definitely struggling. Brake rotors are glowing, trying to keep his track position, and everything looks like it's playing against him.
Pierce on the bottom in the 2 car with a bit of a slide of his own off the corner. Behind him, Landon Huffman, 5th in points coming into this race in the Carroll Speed Shop 57, following his teammate on the low side as Junior continues to wrestle with the car on corner exit. In good company with Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the inside as the caution flag flies. 3rd yellow of the race, 2nd and final time that we will see it before the competition caution.
Through the iRacing restart zone, what a great launch for Connor Hall as he scurries away from the rest of the field into 1.
That was a decorated restart by the whole field. A lot of drivers burping the back tires as they came up through the gears on the front straightaway. But it is Hall with the lead. Lewis, though, not giving it up yet. He's rim riding the top off turn 4 to give the fight to Hall. They touch. Matt Waltz is spun in turn 4. Race stays green. Battle for the lead rages off turn 2.
Waltz gets back going straight, but Lewis trying to fight on the outside of Connor Hall for the race lead and the win here at Florence Motor Speedway. Still neck and neck. Lewis, though, with the advantage off of turn 4.
Many of the fans along the front straightaway here at Florence Motor Speedway remain on their feet as Lewis takes the top spot back away from Connor Hall, and he continues to rim ride in 3 and 4 with Hall back to the inside.
Chad McCumbee trying to get clear of his teammate, but can't do so. Back for the 3rd position. Brake rotor is glowing for the number 88. Ryan Glinsky, who had a terrible restart, lost several positions early in the going. He's already back up towards the top 6. He's gained about 3 or 4 spots in just the last 2 or 3 laps.
About Minnie Tyrell, he has not gained much ground since this restart. He may be hoping for another caution as Matt Cox holds 3rd. McCumbee on the low side of the 16. Cody Kelly outside in the 13. And then the red and black 16 of Casey Kelly, the pole sitter, still working the bottom with Glinsky still trimming the hedges on the outside as we got a car off the pace in turn 1.
Doug Barnes stopped in the middle of 1 and 2, and that's going to warrant a caution flag just as Connor Hall was trying to mount a charge again at Landon Lewis.
That's exactly what Minnie Tyrell was looking for.
As Lewis will bring them into the iRacing restart zone yet again. Back underway, Lewis by just a nose as they go to exit 1.
See Lewis take that really wide arc on the approach to turn 1. He's got the lead. Hall trying to slide up to get the best entrance to turn 3. And there's Landon way up wide as he has been for this portion of the race. Holds the top spot back to the line.
Chad McCumbie's lurking, and this time he doesn't have to deal with his teammate, and he's got a huge run through turns 1 and 2. Chad McCumbie in contention at Dominion several months ago to try to win that race. Came up just short. What an evening it would be for Chad McCumbie, looking for his first win since Hickory back in 2022. This is something that's been coming for Landon Lewis since back in May. There's just been a couple of missteps, a couple of instances of misfortune that have put him back here right into the thick of this championship fight, but looking to wrestle it away from Connor Hall as he gets the white flag from Brandon Willard with just 1 more trip around this 4/10 of a mile racetrack. Looking for his 4th win of 2025. easily has the gap over Connor Hall. There's a new championship points leader with 3 races left to go. Landon Lewis wins the Cookout 125.